Dick Howard joins me on the line right now. If you listen to this show on a regular basis and watch it, you'll know that Dick's a fairly regular guy with us here, and always respect his opinion. Dick, how are you this morning?
Good, Brian. Nice to chat to you.
Yeah, let's pay respect to one of the greatest football managers of all time. News came out early this morning. I just heard about it around 6:45 when Sir Alex Ferguson decided to announce that he's hanging him up after 26-7 years at Manchester United and many more in football in Scotland before that.
Just incredible. And a big surprise. All the indications were that he would go for at least one more season, but, who knows what determined this announcement, but he will certainly be missed. It's remarkable, isn't it, Brian? In any professional sports, for a manager to be with a club that long, it's quite remarkable. And what he's achieved in that time, nothing short of magnificent. Probably, arguably, one of the most successful managers in the world of football.
Now, lots of guys out there, including you, and lots of guys that aren't even in the coaching industry, i.e. in the stands, think they know all the X's and O's. But there are many people that can do the X's and O's. I mean, this is not rocket science. It's a game of football. And you can, always set out how to defend, how to attack, and all the permutations. But to be a really great manager of people in any business, you have to have certain qualities. And I would say this to you, Dick. It didn't matter what problem child came along to Manchester United. There was never any problem once they got underneath the tutelage of Sir Alex Ferguson. And I think that was one of his great strengths.
Tremendous, his man management skills, and everybody talked about the David Beckham incident with the boot, and then the hairdryer situation. That on occasions when the team wasn't performing well, they'd go in and get that at halftime. But the one thing really about that I remember is the personal touch, and I have personal experience of that. I was down in Rio de Janeiro in 2000 for the World Club Championship. Manchester United were down there. I was given a book by a friend of mine to get autographed with David Beckham's autograph and Sir Alex Ferguson's autograph. I got Beckham's at the pool, went over, called Alex Ferguson in the room, managed to have a chat to him. But prior to that, I'd left a message because I couldn't get through to him earlier in the day. When I got back to my hotel in Rio de Janeiro, there was a message from Sir Alex Ferguson saying, I believe you were trying to get in touch with me, Dick. Give me a call if anything I can do to help you. He didn't know me from Adam, but he got back to me and showed that personal touch. And I know season ticket holders around the Manchester United area where the team sits, and Sir Alex Ferguson, he would leave flowers for people that have passed away. He'd always have that personal touch. He was a man of the people, and he will be sorely missed in Manchester. It's such an iconic figure there on the line, chewing his gum, looking at his watch, and producing outstanding teams.
38 trophies. 13 Premier League championships. This guy was 2 Champion League titles, 5 FA Cups. He's done it all. And I will relate the same story to you. That he was over here, as you might remember, I believe it was last year, maybe it was, time slips by so quickly. Within the last 3 years, Manchester United came over. I think they played in New York. He came up to Toronto to get in touch with some relatives that he and the wife had heard who came over here from Govan, where he's from, just outside of Glasgow, and he walked into the room to have the party. It turned out there was like 70 people here who were all related to him. He had no idea how many people had come over. But anyways, we contacted him to have him on. He was doing some media stuff. I had him on the fan, and I spoke to him, and I told him I was born in Perth and I'd been living in Edinburgh. And he talked to me just like you said, like we'd been mates for ages. He talked about how, as a young footballer, I used to go up to Muirton Park and play against St. Johnson, and and just talked about the River Tay and going salmon fishing there, and just you were completely at home. But that's him.
Yeah, no ego, and as I say, doesn't stand fools gladly, obviously, and we've seen that over the years. But it's quite remarkable, and he will be missed because you just don't survive at that level of the game for that long, and. Now the big question, of course, is people are saying, well, it's going to be the M&Ms in contention, Mourinho and Moyes, but there'll be others that will come into the news media and will be wanting to put their names forward, but he'll be, well, can he be replaced? Can he be replaced, Brian?
Well, no. But one thing I can tell you, you know this as well as I do, is that big clubs like Liverpool after Bill Shankly, and then Bob Paisley came along. There and Kenny Dalglish, there are people that will be considered that they feel will represent Manchester United as they want to be represented, to take him. So the Jose Mourinhos of this world, who are guys that come in and go out, wear out their welcome, are the sideshow themselves. That's not the type of guy that's going to go, in my opinion, to Manchester United. I think a guy like like David Moyes, who's out of his contract, runs up with Everton, another Scotsman. There's a bit of a Scottish background there. Tommy Docherty, perhaps one of the more famous ones that went down there and disgraced himself, actually. But if you folks don't know the story, Tommy Docherty, after winning the FA Cup with Manchester United, not the handsomest of men, shall we say, but turned out he was having an affair with the club's trainer, and of course the tabloids got a hold of that. And there was a picture of Tommy Docherty with his wife and family on the front page of the paper one day, and then he opened it up, and there was him with the wife of the football trainer. He was soon gone after that. Yeah. So I think that a guy like David Moyes, who obviously has got a spotless reputation, has been at Everton for 10 years or so, is the type of guy that they it's important they get a Manchester United type of guy.
I think that's an excellent point, Brian. And you look at Jose Mourinho. Yes, he's been successful, but how long has he been with clubs? 2-3 years. He needs the money to buy the players. David Moyes has done a marvellous job with Everton with very limited resources over the years. Scotsman just down the road. Obviously, there'll be a little bit of pressure with regards to that situation, but I think he would be an ideal manager for Manchester United Football Club, and I'm sure would get the endorsement of Sir Alex Ferguson.